Safe, man. How you been? How's your day been so far?
Been good, bro. I've been good, bro. What about you? What you telling me?
Yeah, man, I've been good as well. It's just pissing up north, so just been dealing with that.
Trust me,
Yeah,
it's been even worse down south, man.
yeah.
I was literally at my job today, flipping, standing in the rain, fam. Long.
But yeah, man, thank you for taking the time out to sit down with me and let's just have a chat, man. Just so yeah, just let me know first off, who is KD?
Who is KD? It's a hard question to explain, really. I guess I'm just creative that just likes to make music. I've always been into music itself, like from young, just growing up listening to it, making it with my dad. Uh, I guess I'm just a simple nigga who flipping works, makes money, and just wants to make music. I watch anime, I like football, very different stuff, man.
And yeah, like so just a couple of weeks off mixes mean how you feeling? What's the reception been? How do you think it's done?
Do you know what? Like, so far, a lot of people are feeling it. And I dropped a tape like time ago, and it was like people was receiving it well, but like I feel like this one, people are actually like proper like tapping in and being like, "Bro, like." this guy's kind of hard, like bro, like a lot of people have been messaging me on about Swish, especially like VIP as well. So yeah, I can say that from what I've heard, niggas are enjoying it. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, my favorites were like Swish and Nimbus, like that little sample from Dragon Ball, bro. I couldn't get past it. And but yeah, man, tell me, just how long was that like EP in the making for? How long did that take?
Well, funny enough, like it took me, I want to say a lot of the songs were finished. Well, a lot of the songs were started in 2023, like Ultra Instincts, uh I say sarsaparilla flavored water, SWF. Well, SFW. Um, that was like the first one I made. Literally just sitting in my room one time, smoking a little zoot, and just literally like how I wrote how it is in the song is just like what I was doing at the time, and just about my day. But yeah, most of these songs were finished in 2024, like early, like when Ultra Instinct came out, most of the songs were like done. But I'm very much a perfectionist, so it's like I won't release music until like I'm 125,000% certain that I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? So a lot of it was just me sitting with the songs and going over them, being like, nah, I can do it better. Nah, I can re-record it better. And then yeah, it was finally when I was happy with it, I was just like, yeah, let's get it mixed. And it was literally I literally started mixing it like maybe last October, and it was done by November. So yeah, just really sitting on it from them.
And with the production, obviously you got T.O. on a couple of tracks. And is the rest of it just you, or have you worked with different producers?
Oh no, so Tio is on Sarsaparilla and Ultra Instinct. Swish was produced by a producer called Thompson, my G, proper guy. Me and him have got like we got like a whole tape of songs just sitting there that we're working on in it. So um the VIP was produced by Hefe. Hefe is my guy. Me and him also, funny enough, have like bare songs together, and we're working on that as well. Bare stuff that I need to work on personally. But yeah, most of it is just like very spread out, as in like who's on it. Like not who's on it, but it's very spread out for like the different producers that I have on there. Because one of them, I think I found it from like YouTube one. I think one of them is from YouTube. Yeah, one of them's from YouTube. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, Ain't Feeling, yeah. Ain't Feeling's got one from YouTube. And then Nimbus was produced by Cass Glickman. He's a proper sick producer. Like I remember when he sent me the pack, there was like 5 beats in there, and like all of them were just so good. And I was just like, oh my God, I might have to use these on my tape or some shit. But yeah, Nimbus just happened to be the one because I remember writing Nimbus. Nimbus was like pretty much freestyle. So when I heard the beat, it was like, all right, cool. I know what I'm doing with it. But yeah, I like to work with different producers, innit?
Yeah, and but yeah, with the lyrics and stuff, it's like this tape feels a lot like it's just you're showing your flow, you're letting the people know what's special about you, but it's also the lyrics. They're fun as well. Like if you listen to it just on the off, like just going somewhere, just having a walk, it's so good. I feel like yeah, those little references in Swish, like when you said in class reading manga, imagining chapters and like I personally like yeah that stood out to me. So how important was it for you to like sort of like obviously your interests in anime and like just everything else putting into this tape? How what made you be like yeah I'm gonna talk my shit?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that line because that line is 100% a true story. I'll never forget that. I'm sitting in class and people are like, "This guy's so stupid. He's reading the book backwards." And I said, "Bro, you lot aren't even on my level yet. You don't even know about the manga thing." Come on, like yeah. I've always had to like put anime references in my stuff because like that's literally all I watch. Like I'm probably one of the only people on the planet that watches more anime than like real life TV. It's so crazy. So like I'm literally consuming that sort of content all the time. So it's like I feel like I have to represent, especially since like for me, I feel like there is people who do talk about like anime and stuff, yeah, but like you don't you don't see it too much. It's only us in the underground scene who really be talking about anime like that. So it's like I want to try like put my foot down for people who are like me who didn't even know that people be watching anime. Obviously, like now it's a very like big thing. So,
Mm.
but back when I was younger, like nobody was watching anime. Like it was very niche, innit? Like I think I knew like two people who used to watch anime as well. So yeah, I feel like I needed to like use some representation for them people, innit?
No, for sure. And yeah, so obviously anime is like something that from your childhood you've just sort of incorporate into your music. What would you say like sort of musical influences were early in your life that made you wanna become a rapper?
Made me want to come on. So the main one is actually my dad, because my dad used to be a rapper as well. He was called well, I think his rap name was like Chin or something, and he had an album called The Chef. So like I remember a lot when I was younger, when he was actually in the house, like man, like he would be playing his music all the time. Even my mum, she's a very musical person. She got a whole CD collection. Um, but yeah, my dad just always used to be playing music in the house. Um, he's funny enough, like his music taste is like mine. It's everywhere. Because like my favorite artist when I was growing up was actually Michael Jackson. You never think that because I'm a rapper. You probably think it's like Jay-Z or some shit. But it's like I always had that kind of like pop slash like R&B kind of introduction because it was artists like from the first like half of my life, artists like Chris Brown, Neo, Michael Jackson, that kind of scene. But then as I got older, it started to like gradually turn towards like let's say like Kanye, um, Tupac as well, Kendrick. Kendrick is my goat. Like I remember listening to Pimp a Butterfly for the first time and everything. Like it was just a beautiful experience. But my music taste is very like eclectic. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
And what would you say about like your lyricism? Would you say like sort of listening to Kendrick and stuff has maybe influenced the way you talk about things?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, I think when it comes to lyrics and like flow as well, like the two people who I think I embody the most on my songs is Skepta and JME. Even when I'm not trying to like, more so when I'm trying to do like the grimy kind of stuff and like the drilly sort of stuff. But it's like, yeah, like Skepta's like one of my Skepta and JME are my two like in terms of the UK artists, they're my two favorite UK artists. Like every like track I'm trying to do, like VIP is literally me trying to be Skepta in a way, in my own way. So it's just like them two when it comes to the flow and the lyrics. I try and embody them because like Skepta's lyrics, I used to study. Like I used to when Genius was first coming out, I used to go and read like it was Kenichiwa the album at the time. That was my flipping album. I used to listen to it every single day. So yeah, I say like lyrics probably them two.
Hmm. And so I checked your SoundCloud. It was like 7, 8, 7 couple of years ago, that 7 years ago that you started like sort of putting your stuff out. So what would you say your like when did your experience with recording officially start?
Um, Officially, do you know what? Like the songs on SoundCloud, the first one I ever put out was I think I was in college at that time because I was studying music at college, so we had access to a lot of the studios and stuff. So like I remember it was just like, oh yeah, cool, we're in the studio. We just because I didn't even want to be a rapper at first. It's funny enough, I wanted to be a producer because that's what I was there to do. But I was just like, I always used to rap bars, but I never had the confidence. And then I remember someone was like, oh, you can write, you can spit, and I was like, cool. So then that's when I just basically made the transition. So it's probably ever since around then, because it was like I think the first like proper studio I went to was with my uncle. He had like some studio somewhere, and I went to it, and I was like, yeah, this is. I didn't record anything, but he was there recording with his guy, and I was just like, oh, this is quite cool. Like this is something that I want to do. So then I don't think, funny enough, I didn't actually go to the studio for a whole year after that because it was just so much, life gets in the way sometimes, isn't it? So I remember like I didn't really, at that point, I wasn't really like feeling I was feeling my music, but I was like, I don't know. I've always known I wanted to rap, but it was like, you have your doubts in some sort of way. And then like COVID happened, and then literally me and Simon, I don't know if you know Simon, he's an artist that I was working with. We used to go studio like literally right after lockdown. Me, Simon, and Priscilla, we all used to go studio for just like 10 hours, and then that's probably like the first time where I'm starting to be like, cool, man can actually record, and I want to be. This is definitely something I need to do. So it's probably like 20, yeah, like 20, just after 2020, 2021, those kind of times where I started properly being like, calm. Man's in the studio now.
And so, like you say, Simon, so I'm assuming you guys were in the community. Guys were in the community together.
Yeah,
Um,
so yeah, Sai's probably the reason I'm in the community because like he met them, and then through him I met them.
and how would you say like just going to the studio with like not just alone, but like a bunch of other people? Like, how's that been for you? How like this has it been like sort of an addition to your confidence, or how would that help you?
I think you know what, me personally, because it's funny because the whole tape that I this recent tape, most of it was just recorded in my room, and Swish was the only one that like was recorded in a studio with like other like there was people there when I was recording it, but I think Swish was the only one where there was like an outside perspective. But for me personally, when going to the studio, I like going by myself, but I think when you go by yourself, you get clouded too much, or like you might just stink in that one sort of mind frame. And I feel like when you have other people, especially other creatives as well, it enhances the music because it's like they might say something that you've never even thought of, but it will work. And like even when I go to the studio with other people, I'll be like, oh, maybe you should say it like this, and it just works better. So I feel like making music is it can be like a solo thing, but like I feel like it's better when there's so many different people involved. That's when good music is made to me personally.
Whereabouts are you from in London?
South, raised and born.
And how would you say the South has impacted the way you think about music or like your music itself?
Do you know what? Like it's weird because I've always felt like me when it comes to music, like I'm just so much like different to everyone else. Because it's like even growing up in the area that I grew up in, like people was listening to the same music, but I was always listening to something like left or just something different. Because I don't know, like the people that I'm about, they just have like a very like American pop, not popular American raps like the Little Babies, the Drakes, let's say, that kind of crowd there. But I've always been the one that's listening to like 90s R&B, 90s hip hop, old shit. So like, yeah, I don't know, because what one person from South as well who I have to give props to is Dave, because I remember when Dave came out, it was like, ah, cool. Now I've seen that there's someone else from the South who's actually cold as well. And also a very like underrated artist that a lot of people don't talk about, Tiny Temper, because Tiny Temper was from South. So I remember when he first came out, he was like one of the bigger rappers in the UK at the time. So I was like, you know what, it's nice to have someone like this from South who is representing us and really shows like, rah, man, them from South can actually do this. You know what I mean?
And yeah, like I would say, like listening to your stuff, it's a lot about like just it instills a lot of confidence. I would say, like it's more about like having hope, like future positive stuff like that. So what would you say, like I think like sort of that's sort of missing in modern music. So what would you say is like was how important is that for you to like just through your lyrics or your words just instilling that positivity outside?
I believe there's power in words. Like it's one of them things where like if you speak it into existence, it will happen. Like let me use an example. One thing, it didn't go well, but my last relationship, I said that when I met this girl, I said that yeah, I wanted her. I wanted this to be my girl. I wanted her to be my girl, and then I made it happen. You know what I mean? So it's like if you really slack, if you say it, it's most likely will happen. Like trying to think. Like on my tracks, I could be like, oh, I'm gonna win 5 Grammys. I might not win 5 Grammys, but I've spoken it to existence. So it's like the the level is there. I just have to live up to it. You get me? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's so many words are so powerful, man.
Sure. How like coming back to the EP, talk to me about Ultra Instinct. Obviously, that's been the breakout from like that was released earlier as well. But yeah, talk to me how that song came about because I think you're just yeah you're letting that shit flow like it is banging.
It's funny that song. Um, it was. I don't want to say it was a complete freestyle, but it was kind of like freestyle because I remember. I remember I was working. I was coming back from work one time, and like I had that beat in my YouTube playlist for time because it was this is back when Tio. I don't know if he still does, but this is when Tio used to have his beats on YouTube. And like the reason that we found it is because the beat is called Psy. And obviously, because Psy's my brethren, someone was like, oh, Psy Ming someone was typing in Psy Ming type beats in the chat. And he was like, oh, look, there's a Psy Ming type beat called Psy. And we was just all laughing about it. And then like I don't know what happened, but I was just playing it one time. And then I just like I thought of a flow in my head and I was like, yeah, this is kind of cold. And then I was literally same place where I'm sitting right now. I'm sitting here, I'm bunning a zoo, and then like I hear the beat and I'm like, can I lift this pen and I'll stop that? It's an Essence, but I can't drop that. It's a vibe of my own in the combat. And I was just like, hey, I literally was just playing the beat and just like having that little freestyle there. And then I think when I got to like, because the beat, the bars changed a little bit. But when it gets to like, when I shoot like KD, they're like KD. What's your KD? That's like that was the where I stopped because I said that and I was like, rah, that is hard. That is hard. Because I've funny thing about those lyrics, I've written those lyrics down. I wrote those lyrics down like 7 years ago. Not on this phone, but like on some random like old phone that I used to have. And then I just thought of it and I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is how this song needs to go. So yeah, literally, that same day, I think I stopped the freestyle there and then I just wrote the rest of it, kept reworking it, and then literally like 2 days later, I went to my brethren's house and he was like, "Yeah, you got something to record?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me just slap this on." I played it and he's going mad. He's like, "Bro, yeah, yeah, this one is levels." So it literally, I had that song recorded for time. I think the first time I uploaded the song, I had like some video where went to Morley's or some shit, and the Morley's was like posh. So then I was just like, yeah, I was really feeling this song, and then yeah, I think someone else messaged. Someone else was like, someone messaged on my TikTok about it. Was like, oh, this song's quite hard. So then I was like, ah, cool. I'm gonna properly finish this song and release it. And then yeah, you lot got the song, man. When that one come out as well, a lot of people was excited as well, which I was happy about.
So what would you say? Like, obviously, you said you took your time releasing it. You made sure it was as perfect as it could be. So what would you say? Like, what sort of stuff were you listening to then, or what sort of stuff you'd listened to before that you would say in sort of not influenced but inspired that oh I can pick this sound out or I can put these words in something like that.
Um, there's a lot of different things really. Obviously with me out, size song with me out has to be there because that song probably wouldn't Ultra Instinct probably wouldn't have been made if Side didn't make with me out. But I yeah, I'd probably say that one, because it's funny about that song as well. Um, the day that he first recorded it in Spike, I was there, and I remember it was me, Priscilla, and Armabs, and he was fucking about. We had like 10 minutes left, and he's like, play the beat, and he just started spitting it, and he was like, "Rah, this is cold." So like, even me hearing the beat, I remember I wanted to be on that beat because I remember that yeah, that beat was hard. So I was like, yeah, if I ever had like a beat like it, it'd have to be like Ultra Instinct in it. So I was like, I'd say probably that one. I'm trying to think. I think Zuko had a couple songs out at the time as well that I was listening to. Because one thing I used to rate about Zuko, I rate about Zuko's songs when I first heard them. He used to have like a lot of like cinematic like clips and stuff, and just like it just like listening to his music felt very cinematic, and I was like, I kind of want that same kind of feel. So that's why like even when I added that the little the voices with Mr. T and that just shouting at people, I was just like, yeah, I want people to just like when they're hearing the song, they can see it as well in their heads. You get me? That's kind of what the kind of feel I wanted.
So it's like love, like just the people that you're coming up with, and it's just love back and forth between you guys.
Yeah, because I feel like obviously like the big artists they get all the love that they deserve and need, but like I feel like the underground and like the scene that I come up with, we don't get enough love that we should. So it's like I always try to I'm always trying to mention the man them and also like put some eyes on them as well. Even if there's not eyes on me, I need eyes on my people. You get me?
Yeah, what would you say like about the underground? Like, obviously you've got, I feel like there's kind of a renaissance going on because everyone's like tapped into like London's whatever's happening, like all these up and come like rappers coming up. Is that like, do you think like with social media and stuff, is that a good thing or is that do you think like over time you're gonna get that become mainstream again?
Do you know what? I've not thought about that, but I think the social media definitely helps. It definitely helps shed a light on the underground because it's like there's no other place you would see it because like I'm not gonna go into the whole logistics of like the record companies and stuff, but you obviously know that the big guys get the big pushing in it. So it's like you're most likely to just see them anyway. If it wasn't for something like social media where you can do something for yourself, then you probably would never hear of people like me, people like Simon, people like even I don't want to say Nux because Nux is not he's not mainstream. He's sort of like in the middle. But like you wouldn't hear of certain people like this if it wasn't for like social media. But at the same time, and I'll let you know because I had this conversation with my brother the other day. I don't like social media just in general. I don't like social media. Like if I wasn't a rapper, I kid you not, I would not have Instagram, bro. I would not have Instagram. But I like I said, it for getting our voices out is 100% like the most useful thing because that way, like anybody can put their stuff out. Do you know what I mean?
How like in the next couple of years, where do you think you wanna take your music? Where do you see it to be?
Well, I'm hoping. that people gonna come pay for me at festivals and shit. Like I wanna, cause I just like making music. I like performing my music because like I've never really thought of doing anything else. Like obviously like I've had other dreams. Like when I was young, I wanted to kickball. I was never good enough, so I just stick to the music. But yeah, like I probably couldn't see myself doing anything other than rap. Like it doesn't make to me in my head it doesn't make sense because I feel like I was just born here. I was put here to do that. Even from like down to the way I was raised in such a musical family, like I have to be doing music. Even now, I'm planning to do. I got another tape, hopefully that's coming this year, very soon actually. I'm trying to work on it, but yeah, like in the next couple years, you're just gonna see a lot of KD music, few music videos. You're gonna see at least a mixtape or an album, and yeah, so I got a couple shows as well. So just hopefully just more performing in that.
Would you say like the feeling of performing your songs in person is much more like so much like worth it and greater than just putting it out, like actually having the mic on stage?
100%. Like I like me. I feel like I'm a very good performer. I've been told that I'm a good performer. So it's like I always feel I don't know. I always feel at my best when I'm like on stage and like people are like loving the music and I'm loving the music. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a very like being on stage is very intimate and people don't really realize how intimate it is. But it's like yeah, I just love it because literally how I am on stage is how I am in my bedroom. So it's like I'm just letting you lot see what I'm like, and you lot are fucking with it. So it's like, ah, cool. This is I can fuck with this.
And yeah, man, just what's coming next? What's after the mixes mean? You've mentioned the tape, how yeah.
But yeah, don't want to give you the name. Don't want to give you the name. Ah, cool, cool, cool. So I'm not gonna say when, but at some point this year, it's well, right now I think it's a mixtape. My friends are calling it an album, but it's gonna be called The Baker. Hopefully that will be coming soon. Um, most of the, I'd say most of the songs are done. It just needs like mixing, editing, and all that stuff. But literally, yeah, because me and my brethren was talking about this the other day. Um, the songs they're mostly finished. I just got to record them now, and then once that's done, it's just the whole videos and concept arts and stuff and all that shit. But yeah, at some point this year, hopefully before May, you lot will get that tape.
Hmm.
I can't wait, man. Um, yeah, mixes me and Defo like it's got me tuned in. But what would you say like the starter pack to KD's music? What should people listen to get to know like your music?
So, all right. I think if you want to get to know me, um, Swish is definitely one you should start with as well. With Swish is definitely one you should check out. Ultra Instinct, of course, because that's like my most like hype song. I think. Um, I think I think Nimbus as well. Nimbus as well, because Nimbus is like I feel like Nimbus is actually like the song that shows the most of my personality because it's like Nimbus is literally just about me smoking weed and chatting about anime and just how I need a break. I need a break from this country because it's fucking shit. But yeah, man, like I'd say those three. Um, actually, VIP as well. VIP as well. I'll say VIP as well because I feel like in terms of actual lyrics, that is the most me song.
Um, you mentioned you want to play ball. What is your favorite team?
Man United. Man United.
Oh,
We're playing
rough.
in an hour, yeah, and I'm shook. I'm shook.
Yeah.
Who are you playing today? Who's it?
And we're playing Fulham, so I
Oh,
know,
you're not making it. You're actually not making it.
bro. Yeah,
But
bro. Listen, I don't expect us to win that game. I'm saying this. All right, Man United's season is done, bro. It's
Yeah.
done.
It's always like inspiring seeing them come out just to like stink up the field. You know what I mean? Like day in, day out.
Bro,
Bro.
listen, like I'm telling you, you see, Man United they might be the issue behind my weed addiction, bro.
You telling me Harry Maguire ain't doing bits for your music, like yeah.
Listen, you see Harry Maguire, yeah? It's funny you mentioned him. I used to hate this guy, bro. But as soon as he started playing good, that's my G. And then he missed that shot at Liverpool. I don't like him now, man. He's a dickhead. He's a dickhead.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
joking. Harry's a G, man. Harry's a G.
I reckon, I mean, definitely not this season, but maybe next, because, yeah.
We need like a whole new team, bro.
Mm.
Them man are crap. I would take the whole Palace team before I would take Man United, bro. And they lost today.
How do you like, obviously you're from South London, how did United come about?
Yeah, let me answer this, yeah, because I know bare people will probably ask about this, innit? So my parents went into football. Like my dad, he's never watched football, but it was my granddad who was the football person in my family, and I, I I'm assuming that he was watching Chelsea versus United in like '04, and then Man United probably won. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick Man United. But yeah, ever since I've been young, I've been a Man United fan. But the thing that cemented it was, you see the Champions League final that we won
Mm.
in '06. That was my 7th birthday. So I I have to be like, it being a Man United fan and they won the Champions League on a birthday, like I can't not be I can't support another football team ever. Like they literally brought me the best trophy in the world on my birthday. It's the best birthday present you can ask for. It's a shame that they haven't given me that again, but maybe one day they'll do it.
Who would you say, like, seeing them so far, who's been your favorite player over the years?
Over the years, hands down has to be Wayne Rooney.
Mm.
Wayne Rooney. Like obviously there's Ronaldo, there's there's so many good players that have played for Man United, but for me, like the one player that always has to stand out is Rooney. Like that, I remember being in school after he scored the overhead kick, bro. Like we was trying that the whole week, bro. Like you must be mad, like. And yeah, literally, yeah, he's our top scorer. It has to be Rooney. And when I used to kick ball as well, I had, I remember I went to my football team and my boots were fucked. Like I didn't have boots, so there was like some lost property thing, yeah. And luckily they had the boots in my size. They happened to be the Wayne Rooney T90s. They were grey and green pair, some like greenish pair, innit? Bro, when I tell you, as soon as I put those boots on, yeah, I was the coldest player in that team. I was the coldest, like literally. I think, yeah, that season was probably my best like scoring season for that team anyway. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, I had the spirit of Rooney. I had the spirit of Rooney just blessing me there, fam, because them times are different.
Do you play a striker just like him as well?
So when I was young, I was always wanted to be a striker. And then for that team, I played up front for like 2 games. And then they played. Funny enough, I played up front for 2 games. Yeah, one of the games I scored one, the other one I scored two. And then after that, I always played centre mid, bro. After that, I always played centre mid. I was vexed, but to be fair, I was decent. Them man used to call me Pogba. You see, back when Pogba was good, like I think he was at Juve and then he just transferred to United on my like 3rd season there or some shit like that. So literally, that man used to call me Pogba because I had the boots and everything. Like I used to play like him. I was very skillful. I could shoot from far. Even there's that one goal that he scored for Juve where he's like bare far out and it whips and it goes top bins. I remember one time in training, I didn't score, but I did that and it hit like the bit between the crossbar and the post, and I was like, bro. And after that, they just couldn't stop calling me Pogba because it was literally like it was almost the same thing in it. So, but yeah, those two were probably like my idol players playing football.
Really good players as well. But yeah, man, it's been lovely to chat with you. Like, got to know so much about you, and obviously, I'm really looking forward to the Baker that's coming up. But yeah, man.
The Baker's gonna be is a little bit different. So I'm excited to see what you guys think of it.
And yeah, just let the people know, why should people listen to KD?
Listen to KD because if you want those anime bars, if you want those football bars, if you just want bars in general, if you smoke weed and you like music, if you like music, if you're a normal person, you just need to listen to my music because honestly, like I make bangers, bro. I make bangers. And yeah, I just make songs that you can vibe to. So just come and enjoy. Come and enjoy.
Sick, man. Anything else you want to tell them, or your whatever you want to say?
Um yeah, man. Just stream the mixes mean the baker coming soon, sooner rather than later, hopefully. But yeah, man. Thank you for your time, bro.